Hi, it's Christopher with the adventure van conversions from Poland. What you see behind me is a brand new 2023 Mercedes Sprinter Benz with a 2-liter engine, the brand new 2-liter engine, and Mercedes-Benz all-wheel drive. This is the first car that we will be converting with this new engine. I had a chance to drive them before, and this one is 5.5 tons, dual wheels, and pretty much the long version, which is in American measurement it's 170, and European is L3H2. So the thing is, with these vans, they have a new engine, new 4-wheel drive, which is stock by Mercedes this time, what they claim at least. And you know, I will just take a look how it drives. I want to see if there is a big difference between the previous version of Rider. I want to see how it handles. Some very light off-road. But I want to do a really hard stuff today because the car is brand new. We want to protect it from the elements with a Maxwell underbody protection system. And if I just get it dirty too much, you know, it will be a waste of time later to clean it up, everything. And obviously right now is the best time to make underbody protection. Today I'm recording without the microphone because, as you can see, it is windy and the mic just takes all of the noises from the wind, and it just makes it not the best sound quality. So I think I will just start to drive now, and we will go to some kind of a place where I can talk about a little bit more. So I'm inside the new Sprinter, and what I can actually see that there is no difference between the previous versions, the Oberragnar versions, and this one. So inside it is absolutely the same vehicle as it was before. It has all the same options. The only thing is that the previous versions which I worked on always had only the start button here, and the auto start was just like somewhere here. That's the only thing that is maybe due to the version of this truck. And obviously there are no buttons for 4-wheel drive or low gears. Mercedes claims that the first gear here works the same as the low gears was working before. So we will actually take a look at that. We will see, we'll check it. You can see it's really windy. I have my drone here, but I'm not sure if I can record anything. So here we have an obstacle, which is not really an obstacle, it's just a number plate which is sticking up too much. And so let's go, let's take a ride, let's take some impressions of this truck. So what I will do now, I will just warm up the engine a little bit, because I don't want to floor it when it is cold. That's a natural thing to do with every car. If you respect the car, if you want that the car drives long and without the problems. You will probably hear some noises coming from the back because there are some things packed there and they are just running around a little bit. So just don't mind that. And the moment I will warm it up, I will talk a little bit more about it. So the van is warmed up. What I can now see is that the power steering in this vehicle is just a little bit better than it was in previous versions. It's much softer, it's much more responsive. It really is. Maybe it's a feeling, but I think it's not only the feeling. It is really working really well, much better than it was before. Otherwise, everything else is pretty much the same. The noise in the stock car, the quality of ride, it's absolutely the same. Any kind of noises, it seems like the car is sound dampened in the same way that the previous version was. And there is one common thing which wait a second. There is one common thing which this one has with all of the previous Sprinters. Very bad quality of audio. I mean, audio system in this van is still as bad as it was before. Unfortunately, Mercedes have done really bad job with the audio, but our friends at Pro Audio in Poland, in Tychy, will help us with that. I will find now a place where I can do a speed test. Unfortunately, I cannot drive too fast, first of all because there is no chance to get illegal. So our roads here where I will be testing, they have 90 kilometers per hour speed limit, first of all, and second of all, due to the fact that it is European registered in Switzerland Sprinter with dual wheels and C category license, it has a speed limit of 100 kilometers per hour. So we will just try to reach 100. To floor it a little bit, we are at 30 kilometers per hour. And we are going pretty much uphill. And we have 100 now. So the performance is pretty okay. It's really okay. But you can see the difference. There is a slight difference between the 3-liter previous V6 version and this one. If you compare it to the previous 2.2 CDI, it has the same performance. But if you compare it to 3-liter, I think that the 3-liter version was slightly faster. So all of the Sprinters are equipped with 2-liter engine, 9G Tronic automatic transmission. There is no more availability of manual transmission, and that's again a difference between the previous version. The engine generates 190 horsepower, so it's pretty much the same as the previous one. So I didn't want to floor it like really hard, because even though the car is already after the first 1,500 kilometers, which is required to drive delicately for the engine to get laid, you know, then I didn't floor it like really hard. It seems like it drives very quite the same way like the 3-liter engine, and if there is a difference, it is really minor. So pretty much the overall experience seems fine, even though it is completely different car than it was before. The previous version, okay, alright, the steering wheel is just the power steering is really working much better. So anyways, this was the previous version was completely different. The power displacement was 67% in the back, 33% in the front. This one is all automatic, and when the all-wheel drive kicks in, it transfers 50-50 to the front and to the back. So now I will try to drive that hill at here, and there we will have some off-road. The road is really muddy. You know, it was all covered in snow just some days ago, so you can see the wheels are covered in mud. The tires are covered in mud here and there, you know, and the ground is very loose. So pretty much it's a good result, because it went up there without any hesitation, without even kind of a one-time spinning wheels. I could sense that the four-wheel drive is kicking on in certain moments, like here, a little bit more there. I could you know, feel that it's kicking in, and it was doing a really good job. So as you could see in the movie, it was very windy. The drone was not stable at all, but you could also see that the Sprinter did quite a good job. As for a complete stock tires and complete stock suspension and everything, which actually sometimes is really the best, it went up this hill really easily, where I think two-wheel drive van would have some difficulties. It would get it up there, but it would need some speed. More on top of that mountain, there was a lot of mud, which the Sprinter handled very easily, and I don't see really a difference between the previous Oberrigner and this one in terms of four-wheel driving. But as I said, I will not do any hardcore off-roading now. It is just very light driving around that will not destroy the land, that will not destroy the car, and not get it really dirty, because I really don't want it at the moment. But usually we drive to places like this to camp, so I think when the truck is built, when it's ready to go, then we will do a second test where we can do a little bit more in some more difficult off-road. But as you can see here, so now it is time to drive down, wash the wheels, wash the arches, and start the conversion of this truck. So now I'm driving back to our place, to our shop, and what I can say now, after just driving you know, couple of kilometers, couple of miles, okay, more than couple, is that, you know, you would have to take this van in a real off-road to see the difference. Otherwise, road-wise, there's absolutely no difference between the old 3-liter version in terms of the comfort of driving. You know, the comfort of driving Mercedes Sprinter is absolutely the best on the market. It handles like a really just a regular van or a car. Actually, like a car, it's really luxurious in terms of how it drives. And after we finish some stuff here, we will just take it on a little more ambitious off-road, and then we will check how it really is. The funny thing is that what Mercedes claims, because there is no low range here, Mercedes claims that the first gear in the automatic here in the 9G Tronic is gonna make the same power as the previous version with low range. So the first gear should replace the low range from the previous version. I cannot say it now because, as I said, the off-road I did was just too soft, and there was no place to check it, you know what I mean? So after we build it, after we protect the underbody, I will do the second run with it, and then I can say something more. And now, in a great comfort, silence, and absolute peace, I'm going back to my shop. So I hope that you liked it. See you next time. Chris Adventure Van. Cheers.